Which three teams will be relegated from the Premier League this season? And the important question for me is, can my team, West Ham United, get out of the bottom three? A few weeks ago, we were beaten by Nottingham Forest, which put us 7 points behind Sean Dyche's side, and it looked impossible to see a way out for the Hammers. But since then, we've won back-to-back games in the Premier League against Spurs and Sunderland, giving us a little bit of hope. But can we do it? That's what I'm looking forward to discussing with you today, and I would like to see you guys get involved in the comments below, regardless of who you support. It's even better if you don't support West Ham United. Do you support Leeds? Do you support Nottingham Forest? What about Crystal Palace? Are you looking over your shoulder? Let me know in the comments below. And if you're a neutral whose team isn't in the relegation zone, first of all, lucky you. Second of all, get involved in the comments. Don't be shy. Who do you think is going down? Now, when I've done this video earlier on in the season, on a couple of occasions, I've used the same format. It's had no complaints, so I'm going to stick with it because I quite like it. So let's load up FotMob, who are not sponsoring the video. My channel is not big enough to get a brand deal and earn money, but FotMob is a fantastic app, so get it downloaded if you haven't done so already. Here's the league table. As we can see, Nottingham Forest just outside the relegation zone on 25 points, 5 points ahead of my team, West Ham United. Leeds United drawing against Everton last night. They're 6 points ahead of West Ham, but have a massive advantage in that goal difference column. However, there's a curveball. Do we need to discuss Crystal Palace, and do we need to discuss Spurs? Are they in a relegation battle? We're going to be discussing it all today, but what we won't be discussing is Burnley and Wolves, because I'm going to say it, I think they are dusted. They are down. So let's start with taking a look at my team and the fixtures up ahead for West Ham. We've got Chelsea at the weekend. Next week, we go away to Burnley, and that feels like a crucial game for us. Then we host Manchester United. We've got an FA Cup game against Burton. And what I like about this, and apologies if this comes across as arrogant, but I've got evidence for it. We played QPR in the FA Cup after Nottingham Forest, and we won. It went to extra time. We had to grind that win out, but it did feel like it made a difference at the time. Everybody relaxed. Everybody was able to enjoy the win. And then we went on to beat Spurs. So it gave us that confidence boost. And I think this FA Cup game comes at the right time for us. Hopefully we can beat Burton. But if we were to, let's just say, pick up 4 points, which I think is a reasonable return for the three fixtures, Chelsea away, Burnley away, Man U at home. It's maybe not enough for us, but in isolation, game by game, I think 4 points is a good return. But then having that FA Cup game, hopefully we can take it serious, get the win, just give us that confidence boost ahead of what is another must-win fixture as we host Bournemouth later on in February. Then we've got Liverpool and Fulham. So a tough set of fixtures there for us, but there's none that feel impossible to win. We've got a couple of games coming up further in the season. I just don't see anything other than a defeat. But some of these ones here, I think, can we get something? The answer is yes to them all. It will be difficult, and obviously Man U are in great form at the minute as well. But I don't know, there's none of them. Chelsea away, maybe I'm just getting carried away, but none of them I look at and think impossible to get something. It may not be wins, it may just be a draw, which isn't good in the grand scheme of things, but I'm feeling okay with our set of fixtures for now. As we get later on into the season, it gets a little bit trickier, as we've got the likes of Aston Villa, Arsenal, Manchester City to face. Moving on to Nottingham Forest then, 5 points ahead of us. They've also got a European game this week before hosting Crystal Palace. A very winnable fixture for Nottingham Forest. But these Forest fixtures aren't necessarily a bad thing from my perspective or from Forest perspectives. Very winnable. Away to Leeds, a difficult game. A point would be a good point for Nottingham Forest there. Hosting Wolves, that's another must-win. So they've got 2 must-win games in the next 3 in the Premier League, I think, Nottingham Forest. And if they start doing that, they'll probably be more than okay. Then you've got Liverpool at home, which just doesn't, that fixture just doesn't pack the punch it used to. Away to Brighton, and then away to Manchester City, who Dyche doesn't have a great record against Pep, but you just never know. I think Forest fixtures are fair. I think there's points on there for Forest to pick up. I think their fixtures are okay, actually, all things considered. But as a West Ham fan, I'm thinking, well, Forest Palace, they can't both win that. Leeds, Nottingham Forest, they can't both win that. Wolves, I've discounted it altogether because I just don't see them doing anything. Moving on to Leeds United then. 6 points ahead of us. This weekend they host Arsenal, which Leeds at Ellen Road, 1 defeat in 11 games. Arsenal, are they choking at the minute? It's I don't know. I don't like this fixture as a West Ham fan. Then they host Nottingham Forest. Again, let me go back to that. They can't both win. Away to Chelsea. By this point, we'll have more of an idea about Chelsea under the senior. He's had a really good start so far. But can he maintain that? Can he make that a difficult fixture for Leeds United? Then they've got the FA Cup game away to Birmingham. Then they're away to Aston Villa, which I think is a very difficult game for them. Hosting Man City, again, it depends on the situation, and then hosting Sunderland, which I think, if I was to put money on it today, it would be a Leeds United win. So there's definitely points there for Leeds United. None of these fixtures are looking too scary at the minute for any of those the 3 clubs I clicked on. Now we're on to Crystal Palace. No wins in 11. Glasner doesn't want to be there. Mateta wants out. Gay's left. Brennan Johnson is stinking the place up already. Bad form. Away to Nottingham Forest. That's a difficult game for them. Then they've got that rivalry away to Brighton. Brighton at the Amex are a different beast as they are away from home. Difficult fixture. Hosting Burnley, who I think they've got 5 draws out of their last 7 games. They'll have another couple of games before then as well. And then they've got another European game before hosting Wolves, another European game, and then away to Man United. This is not a pretty set of fixtures for Crystal Palace. I do wonder just how much are Palace fans looking over their shoulder. Do they think they've got enough on the board already and therefore they'll be okay? Because if we have a look at it, 8 points ahead of West Ham United, a significant goal difference as well. But if we were to somehow make up that 8 points, so that's 2 wins and 2 draws, our goal difference will decrease and theirs will increase. So they might be on -7, -8. We will be down to maybe -14. Still quite a gap, but it doesn't feel an unachievable gap all of a sudden. Because if we're winning games, we're eating into that goal difference a little bit. And like Crystal Palace, they're losing games, there's whining. They've got a difficult set of fixtures. I don't know. If I was a Palace fan, I think I'd be a little bit worried given the state of my football club at the minute. In fact, that the manager doesn't want to be there. That's not a good thing. And if you look at the form table here, teams at the bottom aren't doing too bad. Wolves 1 defeat in 5, Burnley 2 defeats in 5, West Ham 2 wins and a draw in 5, Nottingham Forest 2 wins and a draw in 5, Leeds United 1 defeat in 5. The teams down the bottom, their form table's not that bad. But we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 defeats between us. But the teams above us, Crystal Palace have got 3, Spurs have got 2, Bournemouth are doing okay with just the 1. Brentford have lost. There's hardly any teams with defeats, is there? Moving on to Spurs then. I mean, it feels like a stretch, doesn't it? It feels like a stretch. It feels like a bit of fun, a bit of like almost like a meme that Spurs are in a relegation battle. But let's just play the game. So they've got the Champions League game on Wednesday night. Then they host Man City. Then they travel to Man United. Then they host Newcastle United. Then they host Arsenal. Then they go away to Fulham. Then they host Crystal Palace. I mean, I don't see them picking up much points. Let's continue. Then they're away to Liverpool. Home to Nottingham Forest. Away to Sunderland, who are unbeaten at home. Hosting Brighton. Away to Wolves. Away to Villa, who might be in the title race. Hosting Leeds United, who might still be in a relegation battle, might be above them at this point. Away to Chelsea, then hosting Everton, who might have European football to get on the last game of the season. The advantage here for Spurs is, if I believe, or you believe, or we believe, that they're going to lose the next 3 in the league, which I think is feasible, then Thomas Frank will be gone. He won't make the North London derby. So I think this is the thing with Spurs is, I feel confident that there's going to be a change of manager. Either they change their fortunes and they start getting results and they'll be more than fine, or they'll have a few more bad results and then they'll change the manager and then they might be okay. All I can hope for as a West Ham fan, I guess, is that in the next 3 games, like I said, if we pick up 4 points, If Spurs lost all 3, which is home to City, away to Man U and home to Newcastle, and we managed to pick up that 4 points, there's only a 4-point gap between us. Then you have to say, like, okay, they're in a relegation battle. And that's 3 games. That would still have 12 games left to play this season. They might still have European football as well. Well, they will have European football as well. I don't know where they fall in there. Is it mad to suggest that Spurs are in a relegation battle? I don't think it is. I've seen a table come out the other day, like since Dyche took over. West Ham are above Spurs on that league table. Tottenham are in the bottom 3. They've been bad for a few months now, and they're not inconsistent. It's not win, draw, lose, win, draw, lose. It's win, draw, win, draw, win, draw, lose, 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 draw, lose, lose. They've had good form, now bad form. It's not inconsistent. It's not peaks and troughs. It's just a steady decline. I like it. I like it as a West Ham fan. My fear, I'm not finished yet, there's one more thing to do, but my fear as a West Ham fan is that we've picked up a couple of wins now. Hope's back. I feel better going into games because we can score goals, we can win games, we've shown it in the last 2. My fear is just looking up, thinking, well, who can we catch? And at this point, I struggle to see any. I think we might yield a good number of points. All season, I felt 38 points would be enough to stay up, point per game. And all season, if we go back to the league table, all season, if you were tracking a point per game, so Nottingham Forest have got 25 out of 23, but let's just say you had 23 points, you'd be 17th. So all season, point per game has been enough to be 17th. And I think it still might. The worry for me is I don't think we'll quite get to 38. I think we might end up on 35, 36, and we'll fall short and we just won't do it. I feel like we've just started doing something too late. 10 games without a win. The defeats to Brentford and Leeds United. Over the Christmas period, we had 4 must-win games and we got 1 point. That's the runs that are going to kill us. Hopefully, we can keep fighting. It's just a bit frustrating that the last couple of weekends we've won. Well, last weekend when we beat Spurs, no team in the bottom 6 lost. Then this weekend we won. And Nottingham Forest beat Brentford. And that was a big one. And I'm trying to stay hopeful. I'm trying to stay positive because I've been miserable all season. So I'm trying to retain a bit of hope. Because this weekend we've gained on Leeds United. We've pulled away from Burnley, pulled away from Wolves. Although I think they're relegated, it's still a nice thing to do. And it sounds silly, but we've closed the gap between us and Crystal Palace and us and Spurs. So the only team, apart from us, that won down the bottom of the Premier League this weekend was Nottingham Forest, but that was the result that we needed to go in our favour. We could pick a result to go in our favour across the weekend. It was Brentford beating Nottingham Forest, and that's the one that went against us. The rest went in our favour. The other thing I wanted to discuss, and I think this is the possibility, is the last game of the season. I keep saying it. Last game of the season, we host Leeds United. So going into that game, we just need to be 2 points behind them. At the minute, we are 6 points behind them. So we need to pick up 4 more points than them between now and the end of game week 37, which is a big ask. I think Leeds' fixtures are good. I think they'll pick up a decent amount of points. But if we can do it, it puts us into like a relegation playoff in the last game of the season. And if you offer me that today, I would take it. I would absolutely take it. Now, for a little bit of fun, you can do a table predictor. I'm going to put a link in the description below if anyone wants to go do it themselves and let me know what your league table comes out at. I've filled in all the scores already, so you don't have to sit here watching me type out. Well, there's still 150 games, isn't there? There's 15 match weeks, 10 games per match week. There's 150 games to be played. So it's impossible. It is impossible to get this right. None of us can get this weekend right. 10 games, none of us can get all 10 right. Impossible. Well, it's not. I'm sure some people will get all 10 outcomes right. But no one's getting them all right, okay? So it's just a bit of fun. And it's difficult to do because you've got confirmation bias. When I was doing it after like 3 or 4, I thought, hang on a minute, I don't think Spurs are going to lose every game. I can't just put Spurs to get beat every single round. And then I know I'm a big admirer of Aston Villa. So almost every weekend I'm putting Aston Villa to win 2-0 or 2-1. So I'm like, stop putting Aston Villa to win. And there's loads of things that's up ahead we don't know about. Injuries, managerial changes, form. It's impossible, right? But I thought, let's just have a little bit of fun and see what I get. So let me get rid of that pop-up advert. I don't want that. Thank you very much. So here you go. This is match week 38. I've done every single week so far, but I just haven't pushed calculate. As you can see, the league table's still in 23 games because I don't want to know you're going to get my reaction. And I've put us down to draw 2-2 on the last game with Leeds United. Now, these are insignificant really, but let's just hit calculate and see how I've got the league table finishing up at the end of the season. Do I have my team staying up? No, we're going down. Spurs are just above us. I've got Spurs. I've got Leeds in 8th. What is going on? What's happened here? I've definitely been biased against West Ham here, even if it was unintentional. But I've got us on 35 points, and the thing is, that's roughly where I think we might finish. I said it earlier, 35-ish points is where I think we'll end up, and it won't be enough, and I think 38 will. I've kind of given Spurs too much points here. I just don't think they're very good. I've got Brighton dropping like a stone. Where's Nottingham Forest gone? All right, I've definitely been cheating. I haven't meant to, but I've got Forest and Leeds 8th and 9th. I must have them just winning every game between now and the end of the season. Again, it's because it's that subconscious thing, isn't it? Which is almost like you're harsh on your own team. I mean, this is just... I don't know why I've done this. I've embarrassed myself, really. It's just pure bias, isn't it? Pure bias. Leeds are going to do well. Nottingham Forest are going to do well. Spurs are going to do crap. It's just pure bias. Pure bias. Anyway, don't let that... don't let that put you off having a shot. The link's in the description below. I'm trying to be unintentionally biased as I was, but that's my fear for West Ham. At this point, I still think it's the order it is now. Wolves, Burnley, West Ham United. I still think we're the 3 that goes down. But I'm just hoping that in the next few weeks, we can get some points on the board. Someone slips up. Maybe it's Palace and Spurs get dragged into it. Maybe Calvert-Lewin gets injured and Leeds struggle to win a game because they've got a tough set of fixtures in February. I just don't think they'll lose many. They're hard to beat at the minute, Leeds United. It's difficult. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, but thank you very much for joining me. I appreciate the support. If you've enjoyed this video, I suggest that you've made it to the end, please do consider subscribing to my YouTube channel and also dropping a like on the videos by clicking thumbs up. Both things are free. Takes you 2 seconds and helps out this channel a lot, and also makes me happy. If I come on and I've got some new subscribers to the channel, it encourages me to make more content, so a massive thank you. And, well, hopefully I'm wrong. If you're a Leeds fan or a Forest fan, you're thinking, I hope you're right. I've just got Leeds for Conference League football here. Anyway, I've lost the plot. I'll catch you in a bit.